Hello and welcome to episode 25, the quarter centenary episode of Help! I'm Stuck in the Podcast! And now Kai's going to play his own abridged version of the intro.
Oh god. The intro?
Of whatever intro he wants.
Fucked it.
My name is Fraser.
My name is Kai.
And this is the first in real life episode of the podcast.
It is. It's interesting, isn't it?
It's pretty exciting. I prefer it, to be honest.
I see like walking away right now.
Yeah, he's literally walked behind me and he's putting the guitar back because he cocked up the intro.
Shut up. It wasn't my fault.
It's more than what I could have done.
Oh, hello, how's it going, everyone?
It's quite fun, isn't it, already? Like, we've only just started, and it's better. Like, this is more conversational. We've got a mic in the middle of us, and it's got no pop filter on it.
Hello.
And it's literally like we're just talking normally, except usually we wouldn't sit on a bed and a chair for 40,
I wouldn't usually sit like
minutes.
this either.
He's sat in like a weird squatty position, except his legs are flat on the bed.
It's not very comfortable, I'll be honest.
His knees are cold, that's for sure.
My knees are cold. Actually, no, my knees are alright.
Yes, the heating works!
Well, your heating's off.
Ah. Well, it's still kind of warm.
My foot's cold.
Really? You got socks on?
Yeah,
He's got Duff Beer socks on.
Look at me. Look at me compared to you right now. You've got like short sleeve shirt on. I've got jumper. My sleeves are rolled up. This is rare.
And Kai's still cold.
I'm cold. I'm always cold. Feel my hands.
They are pretty cold.
They're freezing, aren't they?
We're actually like wrapped around the microphone right now.
This is very sweet. You guys are in the middle of us.
Imagine if like 360 audio was a thing on Spotify. So like you could face in a direction of where the audio is coming from.
I guess you could.
If you faced in between us, like to the left or right of us, you could just hear like the hands going.
Can you not have it so it's like one in left, one in right?
You can.
I mean, we don't want to do that for this because
no,
it's just a bit annoying.
That'd be ASMR-y.
Yeah.
We'll help him stuck in a podcast, not help him stuck in hell.
Help, I'm stuck in hell.
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 Podcast.
Hell.
It's like Hell's Kitchen, but Hell's Podcast.
Hell's Podcast.
Starring
I like it.
Rupert Grint.
Who?
Rupert Grint.
Who's that?
Ron Weasley.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like Rupert from that TV show.
What, Rupert the Bear?
Yeah, Rupert the Bear. Was it Rupert?
Rupert the Bear.
What does he look like?
A bear.
Great start, Fraser. Great. I'm glad that I asked you that because I would never have guessed that in my whole life.
You can't remember what Rupert the Bear is?
No, I can't remember what he looks like.
That was a classic.
He's not the one with the raincoat, is he? That's Paddington.
Yeah, that's Paddington.
And then the other one's someone else.
You're on about Winnie the Pooh now, maybe?
Yeah.
Look, this is Rupert the Bear. He's got a red shirt. He's
Oh,
got yellow
Rupert
bottoms.
the Bear.
Yeah.
Rupert the Bear.
Cute little bear. Not that one. That looks horrible. That's
He
like the book
kind of
cover.
looks like Stuart Little as a bear.
Literally, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've nailed the description.
Yeah.
There.
See, easy.
Oh,
And if you don't know who
Little.
Stuart Little is,
Iconic movie.
it's Rupert the Bear, but as a mouse.
Do you remember the boat sailing competition?
The boats. I remember the plane.
The plane?
There was a scene with a plane, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a plane.
Yeah, I don't remember the boat.
Was it?
Oh wait, did the boat sink? Was that?
Yeah,
right?
there was the boat sinking.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think
Titanic.
Kind of like that, but
Yeah.
in Stuart Little.
Yeah, Titanic.
In Central Park.
My heart will go on in Central Park. Whatever you are.
I believe that hot dogs are on sale over here, $5. It's just turned shit talking now.
It has. How long
I
has this
love
been?
it. This has been 4 minutes.
I've got a complaint already.
What's that?
You ready?
What's that?
So I'm staying at Fraser's tonight, if you didn't realise.
Yes.
And I found this sleeping bag on the desk.
Yeah.
And it says Corrie. I don't like Corrie. I like EastEnders. I'm kidding. I don't
That's
like
a
any of them. I just thought it was quite a funny moment to bring up, but it's actually just a bit awkward and it sounds like I'm a bit of a dick, which I'm not.
What if people don't know soaps? What if they're in the States and they're like, what's curry?
Bad.
I hate soaps.
Don't become an adult because it's eventually what you end up watching.
I've never seriously watched a soap. I've
If
watched it when my mum's had it on,
yeah,
but that's literally if I'm bored out of my brains. So I think I've only ever watched like 2 or 3 episodes.
I think if you didn't have the computer, you probably would watch it,
That's true, yeah.
which is a weird thing to kind of think.
The only episode I remember, and I don't know what show it was, I think it might have been EastEnders, but I don't know. I think it was like a Christmas Day episode where someone like gassed out a whole house with a gas leak.
Christmas Day is awful on all soaps all the time.
Yeah.
Like
So there was like
the
a
one
train
bad day.
crash
Yep.
And then, was it EastEnders?
Coronation Street.
Oh, Coronation Street, probably. So there's a train crash, and then someone gassed out a house with like a gas leak.
And it exploded.
And then it exploded because someone turned on a light. That's the only thing I can remember from any soap ever.
It's always Christmas, you know? Nothing... Like, there's bad things happen throughout the year, then Christmas is like, no.
Right, so we're going to make this blow up, this person die, this person go upside down for the rest of their lives, and then this person spills paint over their new wedding dress.
Yeah, pretty much.
It all happens on Christmas, doesn't it?
Well, you know, Christmas.
It's usually supposed to be a happy time.
A couple months ago.
Not a time of train crashes and explosions
Well,
and
I mean,
painty wedding dresses.
I think it depends where you are. In London, very popular that.
Do many people go to London on Christmas?
Probably. People live in London, Fraser.
Yeah, I know, but like, would you be out in the streets?
Shops
Shops are closed. London's dead.
Not all shops are closed.
Oh, I'd hate to be in London working on Christmas
Chinese
Day.
shops are always open on Christmas.
I guess.
But
like
you got to remember, like, a lot of London and stuff isn't really people from London. It's a lot of tourists and stuff.
Think like Oxford Street though.
Oxford Street probably will be closed.
Yeah.
The casino might be open. That's not in Oxford Street though. That's in Leicester
That'd be
Square.
pretty sad though, wouldn't it?
I mean, I guess pubs and stuff are open though.
That's true. So it's mainly dining places.
Yeah, I think it's very like simple dining places like pubs, and
I imagine London would be like a ghost town on Christmas.
I think there'd still be people out. There would be people out because the Queen's speech and stuff,
Of course, yeah.
which people were very sorry, Jeremy Corbyn, about. Is that the best way I can explain it? I don't know.
Okay, well I've never really properly thought about that until now.
I guess people go out a lot. I don't know. I mean, you look at, I guess people with animals, people with a dog, they'll go walk the dog.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Then again, did we take Beta for a walk on Christmas? No, I think she just
How
stayed
dare
in.
you.
But then, no, people would though.
Yeah, it's like a generic thing, isn't it?
They got out of exercise.
So I suppose,
Yeah.
It's probably not as busy.
I remember Beta at Christmas. Beta at Christmas, she loves opening presents.
Right.
As in, if you give her a present, we've taught her that she needs to tear it apart. She knows what presents aren't hers.
Right.
But
So
if
like
you give her a
colour-coded or
present,
something.
yeah.
Okay.
We usually have it on Christmas. So like my presents are in one area. Okay, my sister's presents are in another area. Brother's presents are in another area, and then Beta will only open the ones that are given to her. So we'll give Beta a present, and then she tears them open like fully. She loves it. She absolutely loves tearing apart presents.
Aww.
Apparently, some dogs are scared of it.
Might be the noise.
That's true. Yeah, it is quite loud and scrumply.
When I drove here today, your dog knew that I was here before I even knew I was here. So, you know,
you just come around the corner and Beta did.
Yeah, I wasn't even up the road yet.
No,
I didn't even start driving up your road.
Yeah,
I was still down the end. So
joys of a guard dog for you.
I don't know. Interesting.
So talking of like people being places, kind of tying into like Christmas and stuff. Why are you here? That sounds so rude because obviously I know, but this is just for everyone else. Why are we doing an IRL podcast?
All right. So I've come here. I decided to drive for 4 hours today, roughly.
About that, yeah.
With about a 10-minute stop because I had to. Otherwise, I would have been here like about half hour earlier.
Yeah.
But I decided to come here, steal your sofa bed, and sleep.
Just change your furniture.
Yeah. And then I'm driving back tomorrow. So really, did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was awful. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I've just come here to sleep really and bugger off again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's about it. We've had a Domino's so far.
Yeah.
Domino's is great.
We came here to record this.
Yeah.
I came here to record this. To try out my new car. Because obviously I've had it for a while now. I haven't really done big distances.
Is this your first long journey?
Oh yeah. It was to the point where I saw something on my windscreen. I was like, what is that? I still don't know what it was. I was going to check it when I got here. It's like, it might be a little chip.
Oh, that'd
like
be a
stone's flown up or something.
Mm.
But on the journey up to here, I'm not sure if it is or not, but I heard like a sort of noise, and I was like, kind of looking around.
Auto glass repair. Auto glass replace.
Just see them zoom like down next to you.
Chip, that's my job.
But like, I heard it. I saw something on my windscreen, but then like there's something just in front of me as well, and I touched it, and it just feels like a little bump in the windscreen. So I don't know what it is.
It could be dirt.
I tried it on the outside, like the squishy.
Squishy.
didn't get rid of it. So I was going to check it when I got here, but it was dark, so I forgot, obviously, because I kind of got out of my mind.
Yeah.
So I'll put a reminder for myself in a bit to do that.
Alexa, set me a reminder to check the screen.
Alexa.
Alexa.
But yeah, I'm here to sleep. Good long journey. It's my first long journey in the car. The furthest I've been before that is about 15 minutes down the road. Actually, the first I've been before that was taking the car from the old owner's house to my house, which was about a 25-minute, half-hour drive.
That's not too bad.
So I've gone from doing roughly about 5 minutes or so driving every day to a sudden 4-hour drive today.
From a couple of miles to a couple of hundred
About
miles.
190, I think it is,
Yeah.
or something. So, good little journey.
Did you have any dramas on your way?
I did. So I bought this phone holder because in a Mini, they got circular vents for whatever reason. Don't know why. Stupid
Squares
design.
are old-fashioned now.
It must be. I don't know.
Yeah.
but-
You should have seen my square steering wheel.
All right, Minecraft boy.
It's Minecraft man to you.
Maybe soon.
What are you trying to say?
Duck.
Duck. Sick. You need to follow us on Twitter to understand.
At HD, that's Kai Ross-Best.
Good little promo that.
That
But
must be like properly ASMR-y.
it might be when like, hello. Is that ASMR? Is this good?
Do you like this?
This looks like we're about to make out, which is a weird.
Very, very
So
close.
I don't like that. I can come back here.
Yes, go away.
But no, drama-wise, my little phone holder thing, I got one for four circular vents. I was like, this is great. It's gonna work. There's a little like you have to pull it and then push it in, and it expands back out. Makes sense, doesn't
yeah.
it? No, it goes in. You push it together.
Yeah.
Put it in. It expands back out. It doesn't grip onto anything though. It's just meant to try and like expand out and stay like that.
to try and fill the gap rather than hook itself in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when I did that, I was driving for about an hour, or like 40 minutes probably, and then suddenly I hear. I'm trying to think of the best way to make this noise. It kind of goes like.
Oh.
Should not probably hit that because that's got my camera in there.
Oh no. He just karate chopped his bag.
And I was like, what the hell was that? And then I suddenly saw that like the whole thing was just on the floor. This has got my map to come here as well.
Oh god.
It's got the sat nav on it. It's got the music on it.
So it wasn't just your phone falling out of it.
No,
then.
it was the whole
the
thing
whole
fell
thing
off.
coming off of the fan.
Yeah. And
That's a
luckily,
nightmare.
I was like 2 minutes from the services, so this is like perfect timing.
Right.
And, or no, I think I was about to. Where was I? I think I parked in like just a little lay-by quick.
Yeah.
And then went back on. Because I went into the next services. So I parked there just. Oh no, it was a petrol station. I went to a petrol station, parked up quick, put it back in. Great. There's a service in about 10 minutes time.
Right.
But I need the map because obviously I don't know where I'm going.
Of course, yeah.
So then I pick it back up, put it in. It stays. I keep pushing it in every now and then just to make sure it's in whilst I'm driving. And suddenly, about 20 minutes later, poof, again, I'm like, oh, for God's sake.
Nightmare.
Service is 2 minutes away. Okay, this'll do.
It just knows when you're near the services.
It does. So I went in. This is one with like a WH Smith's and stuff.
Oh, a proper one.
And like it had this like dodgy phone shop or whatever.
Definitely a proper one.
Just the genuine sort of things you get in one. And I was like, okay, I'll go and ask them if they got one. £15 for a suction cup one.
And you bought that? I guess you had no choice.
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Sit there with this thing that I have to keep doing this with.
£15.
I know.
That's what I hate about service stations. They really get you in a time
Yeah.
of need. Like, you need a drink? Yep, that's £4.50.
Yeah.
You need a snack? Yep, that's your life savings. You need that.
£15 for a little suction cup one.
Crazy.
It goes on the window, great. Don't get me wrong, but it comes with a magnet. So it's a suction cup thing. It kind of comes out like that. It's got a magnet thing.
That,
magnet
by the way,
fell
was
out.
like an L shape.
Yeah, the magnet fell out, but luckily I'd put a magnet in the back of my case here a while back. I didn't see the magnet in the thing, so I was like, oh, they've scammed me out of a magnet. I have to go back in now. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to go. I remembered I had a magnet in here, and I was like, works.
Smart
and then
boy.
suddenly, like, an hour later, poof, it falls off, and I'm like, oh my god, the chance of this. But then it stayed on the rest of the journey.
So how much was your original one?
£8.
So £23 later.
But bought it through Amazon, that one, so I'm going to
Okay.
send it back and say 40, because it is technically 40 if it
oh
falls
yeah, it
out.
doesn't function properly.
It's not functioning the way it's meant to actually function, so
Yeah.
that's going back. But that was the biggest drama. Otherwise, the journey was like great. No traffic at all the whole way here.
Nice.
I think it slowed down for like 5 minutes at one point to like 40 on a motorway.
40 ain't too bad.
But it was
It's
only,
something.
It just said it on the sign, but there was nothing happening. And then suddenly it just said 70 again. And I was like, alright, bye.
Right.
So
Are there cameras?
No, I think it was just because it was 5 o'clock by this point. So
right.
it's like they're thinking, okay, rush hour's coming up.
Smart motorways
They're starting
to
to do
stagger it.
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
I don't know. It was just onto the M3, I think, which is on the way down from London towards like Southampton and stuff.
Right.
But then the biggest drama, which I told you earlier, was
Here's a story I made earlier.
someone about 5 minutes into my journey on like the first motorway part, they threw like some cable things out of the car.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like straps like this sort of thing, not proper cables, but like straps with like buckles on and
He's
stuff.
looking at bag straps.
Yeah. So bag straps with like buckles on, but it's like a lot of them. So something's going to keep something in place, obviously. And I kind of swerved round it because they threw it out kind of when I was coming close by.
Yeah.
So I swerved round it. I looked in my mirror, like in my centre mirror, and behind me, I just see this lorry kind of go around it as well and almost hit the side and tip over.
It's mental.
Which all caused for that one guy throwing
That's so
these
careless.
cables out. I know, on a motorway as well.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-lane motorway too. It's not like a big one.
That's just ridiculous.
And it was like right in the middle. So, hopefully someone's cleared that up now.
Shout out to number plate WD54 for being a twat.
But the worst part of the journey, yeah, is obviously I don't tend to stop on journeys when I'm traveling somewhere because I kind of like to just get there.
Yeah.
But I had to stop on this one obviously just for the sake of I had to. But your foot starts to cramp up obviously because you've been driving for so long. So my foot cramped up a little bit more towards your house here.
Yeah.
And like your roads around here a nightmare. Whoever decided a 70 or 60 mile an hour road that's like can't even fit like a lorry down it.
Yeah.
And it has 2 lanes somehow. I don't know what they're thinking there was, but
Welcome to the country.
I know
Ken.
it's weird. But the best thing is because I've got music playing. Usually I'm there singing along. That's why my throat kind of feels like sounds a bit more gone today. But like I'm sitting there driving, and usually I'm singing along. I'm not really doing much. I'm just singing along. Well, this is the weird thing. I was listening to a playlist, and in this playlist, for whatever reason, there's an Elvis song.
Which one?
Jailhouse Rock.
Right.
Well, they go or whatever.
Yeah.
And like suddenly in my head, I can see the video for it. So I'm sitting there driving, and my legs are doing this.
That's just shaking his knees to and fro.
And like I'm like smacking them into like the bottom of the wheel because obviously a mini's like quite
Of course.
differently built.
Mini.
So I'm like smacking it into it. That really hurt my leg. But it's just I'm doing that while driving, and then I'm like proper in it, and like I'm looking at the cars next to me and singing along. I'm like. And like moving my arms around and stuff, and they're like, probably, what the hell are you doing?
And then the next guy just starts jamming along with you. He's like, I recognise his dance moves.
He starts spinning his knees. But like, it was so funny. Like I can hear the da in my head, so I'm going like the general like Carlson sort of dance sort of vibe. If you want to search that up, or if you want to search the song up, you'll find it. Like,
That's
just hilarious.
The Fortnite dance.
Yeah.
Think of that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that's called now. I haven't Fortnited in ages.
I don't know.
But yeah, Carlson from Fresh Prince. That's it, that dance.
It's kind of like that. So it's quite funny because I was like,
You sure it's Carlson? It's Carlton, isn't it?
Carlton.
Yeah.
Did we supposed to say Carlson?
You said Carlson, and I thought that sounds right, but then it just didn't sound fully right.
Antonio Fons, I think his name is.
Of course.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the journey. But it was just hilarious. Because out of like all these like massive like rock songs or whatever playing on my phone, Spotify, and then suddenly this comes on, and it's like, oh, all right. No, it's a good playlist. Ask me.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
That's it, Alfonso. I got the Alphonse part.
You went Antonio Fons.
Close enough.
I had no clue.
I remember it began with an A.
I didn't know his name.
What was it? Antonio Fons.
Yeah, I just went, oh, it's Carlton.
So
whenever I see him, I just go, Carlton.
What's his real name though? Antonio.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Alfonso.
Or, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Alfonso Ribeiro.
Knowledge for everyone listening.
That will come up in your pub quiz in the next 3 months.
God, imagine if it does. We've just helped a bunch of kids.
Imagine if it came up at the Insomnia pub quiz. We've just kind of like...
We got to revive the meme for that, I think, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but then again, they do come up with like the weirdest shit in the pub quiz.
Yeah, but I don't think
Like,
they come up with
who was
something like
the
that.
Queen of Romania in 1764 after the Great Fire of the West?
Nigel Farage.
That's old enough, he looks horrible.
Speaking of Nigel Farage, yeah.
Oh, God.
Interesting fact that I've known for a while. I put it in the group chat yesterday. Remember? His wife is German. What?
So...
What's his... What's he doing?
This comes after the recent politics of the UK has now officially legally left the European Union.
Yeah.
We're not going to go fully into the political side of it, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. It's like, well, then again, it's not like leaving the European Union is basically going to say bye to anyone who's not British.
No.
So chances are nothing's going to happen.
But it's just a bit weird how he's very UK first, blah blah blah.
Anti-EU when his wife's from the EU.
When his wife is from the EU.
Yeah.
And his kids are also partly EU.
Yeah,
It's
I get
weird.
what you mean.
I don't know. It's a weird little thing to think.
Food for thought.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Bane.
Bane.
Yeah, that is the next bit as well. We've been saying Bane literally for ages since Guy's been here.
Bane here.
And we even tweeted out like a photo of us recording the podcast, and he's got a picture of Bean on his phone.
On Corrie as well.
on
Can't remember
the
that.
Corrie blanket. No, sleeping
remember
bag.
Yeah, sleeping bag.
Yeah.
God, get his name right.
Sorry, Corrie.
Yeah, you better be.
Sorry, EastEnders.
Don't listen to him. So,
We just thought randomly, what if Mr. Bean had a child?
what would he call it?
Baked?
And well, is Mr. Bean's first name Bean,
That's a very good question.
or is
What
it his last name?
What is Mr. Bean's first name?
Well, you got a laptop there.
I've
You-
also got a phone.
You can Google this. I think, obviously, we know that his girlfriend doesn't want anything to do with him, but does.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand the point of having a girlfriend and stuff. He likes his Teddy more. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Teddy is his priority.
Teddy's his priority, making sure everything's good for Teddy.
Yeah.
So what would Mr. Bean's son or daughter be?
Oh, Mr. actually appears on his first name field in the passport. So his first name is Mr. and his surname is Bean. Okay, well,
Okay,
fair enough.
but in Mr. Bean's holiday, when he meets Sabine,
Bean Sabine.
when he meets Sabine, that's her first name.
I think that's just Mr. Bean being Mr. Bean, though, isn't it? Like, oh, it sounds the same,
Bean Sabine.
and you both drive the same car with the same shit bonnet.
Maybe that's who he's going to have a child with. There
It
was
would make
there was
sense.
not another Mr. Bean episode after that.
That's true, yeah.
So,
I mean, there's been the animated series, but that's not the same. That
well,
was
no,
the
that's,
last
that's just the thing with like the
IRL.
cats and stuff, isn't it? Like, oh, my cat's in the tree. Oh. You
Yeah,
know?
and the grumpy flat owner going, "Ah, baby, why you don't know," and smacking the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah. I don't know what you're on about, but I'm going to
Have
just
you never watched
say
the
yeah.
animated series?
I have, but not for like 10, 15 years.
Alright, fair enough.
So, I can picture it though in my head. I think I know what you're on about.
I
He's
missed
like
that.
in the above one or something like that.
I
It's
literally
like
haven't watched it in ages. Have you seen those live streams of like Mr. Bean episodes going on
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
on repeat?
they've been, speaking of like repeat stuff like that, Talking Tom.
What? Yeah, what is up with that? I haven't actually seen what you saw, but
So they've randomly got like some series thing being streamed pretty much daily.
is it from the official account or is
Yeah,
it like some?
Official account.
Okay.
I only found it because I went on Social Blade to find out who the best people were at the moment. Just because I was curious.
It's Talking Tom.
And one of them is Talking Tom.
For those of you that don't know, Talking Tom was a very popular iOS app where you could talk to this cat called Tom.
No, you wouldn't even talk to it. You'd be the cat. You'd say what you want him to say. And then you can like tap him and stuff.
I thought it was you had to take care of him.
Nah.
Like, not fully take care of him, but like you could dress him up, you could give him a different area to go in, brush his teeth,
Maybe in like...
and then he would mimic you. Because if you said something, he would like put his hand up to his ear, and then he'd say it in a more high-pitched voice, so you could go, Bean, and he'll go, Bean.
Yeah. But I'm sure it wasn't like overly like.
And then wasn't his like girlfriend talking Angela? Angela, I think it was Angela.
I can find out. I'm actually downloading Talking Tom right now.
Are you actually?
Yeah, we got to work this out, haven't we?
It is talking Angela.
It is. Why Talking Angela?
How do I remember that? Why do I not remember the important stuff in life, but I can remember that Talking Tom's girlfriend is talking Angela?
Well, you know, priorities that you need to remember in life.
Yeah.
Angela or how to win the lottery. Angela.
Please tell me that.
What? Angela?
Yeah, how do I win the lottery?
You said yeah to Angela.
Oh, both.
No.
How does Angela win the lottery?
To be fair, I was probably like watching these things that it was like showing.
Really?
For like 15 minutes or so.
What kept you going?
Curiosity. They've got a random puppy in there as well.
What they say? Curiosity killed the cat.
Poor Tom.
Get F in the chat for Tom.
In the chat.
Yeah, the live stream chat.
Get an F in the
I'm
tweet.
joking. Yeah.
What, on Tom?
I don't know.
So, he's downloaded. Right, we're going to find out live on this podcast
Oh god, here we go.
what he does. I need microphone access to hear you. Good thing you've got
Oh
that.
yeah, that's typically what it's all about.
What year were you born in? Wasn't that a nice sound?
God,
Wasn't
yeah,
that
it's
a
like
great
little
sound?
spikes on the waveform.
Hello. Oh, he's got an advert. Do you want to experience? No.
No.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Tom.
See?
Yeah, perfect.
And then he can fart.
Sorry, that was me. Do you want to press the button now?
You can. Yeah,
And now it's just clawing the screen.
Yeah, or you can tap him and it smacks him. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. If you
Um,
keep tapping him, he falls to the floor.
Yeah.
What have you done to him now?
Apparently you can feed him food now.
What,
This
was
is
that
not a-
hairspray or something?
No, it was a Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Oh, right, okay.
You know the band that he ate the band.
Can you download Talking Angela
Oh
now?
my, okay. I'll download.
Can you download the
Talking-
whole Talking family?
Yes.
Because there was more, unless he
Do
discontinued
you want me
it.
to put you in here as well?
Talking Fraser?
Yeah.
Can I have an app?
Yeah.
I just swear at
Talking
you.
Ben the dog. There we go.
What?
Talking Angela.
This is news.
Ben the dog and Angela. In they come.
This is going to be brilliant.
Top quality only for the best place. It's not downloading because the signal doesn't like me down here.
You can connect to the Wi-Fi.
I don't care about the Wi-Fi.
Talking of Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
what would be Mr. Bean's ideal Wi-Fi?
Sabine.
Do you reckon? I feel like she's too good to be true. Why are we turning into like a deep analysis of Mr. Bean's holiday?
Well, you know, they did get on really well though. You got to admit that.
They did. Well, they
And-
had the same cars, they had the same interests, they had the same
It
names.
seemed like they like each other. You know, she gave him a little
Yeah, but she's French.
bonjour.
Yeah, she did give him a bonjour.
What?
She did give him a bonjour, yeah. Bonjour.
There's a Mr. Bean app, I'm pretty sure. You know?
Talking of like deep analysis of things,
Go on.
have you heard of that podcast where literally every single year around Christmas time they do a yearly full-on analysis and review of Paul Blart's Mall Cop?
More got.
There's a podcast literally dedicated to reviewing Paul Blart's Mall Cop every single year.
Mall.
Once a year.
Mall.
Mall. What do you go, Mal?
Mall.
Mall. Mall. Yeah, it's Mal.
Mall.
Mal.
Mall.
Mal.
I don't really say mall.
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 Going to the shopping mall. It just sounds like you're going MOLL.
Well, I just say I'm going to the shopping centre.
I'm going to the mall.
Mall.
No, I'm not going Mao.
Mawam.
Mawam.
Mawam's a good
I
to be
love
fair.
Moams, yeah.
Go away, Talking Ben.
No.
Oh wait, do I need to keep downloading them?
Yeah.
There you go.
Talking Ben is self-aware.
Talking
That
Ben.
was him saying no.
Talking Ben and Angela. They're both coming in.
Oh my god.
See, there they go.
Can you like buy some in-app purchases?
No. I
Why
don't actually
not?
know if I bought this or not. That's
What,
the
like
thing.
cat points?
Cat
I
points.
don't know.
What for Angela?
Sure.
What are we on about?
I don't know, but we're just going to move on now. So last week...
Mr. Bean's wife.
Angela's his wife. There you
Oh
go.
God, that's that. Don't know if that's allowed.
Bean, Angeline...
Is Angela a person in this case, or
I don't know.
is she still a cat?
Still the cat.
Oh.
So last week we were doing the community episode, and one of the questions which came up was like, do you have any strange school stories? Now we answered with 1 or 2 stories, but like there's quite a few that we couldn't fit in because we were running out of time on the podcast, but we still like wanted to talk about, because I don't know about you. Well, actually, no, I do know about you because we briefly wrote down some bullet points.
We did.
We've got quite a few strange school stories. Like, it may be small, but it's still...
It's something to, like, remember.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, one of mine was, like, I can remember quite a few strange things from primary school, because that seems to be all you can remember. You remember the highlights, you don't remember the tiny bits in primary school.
Yeah.
That just kind of goes by, you're young as well. But I remember the first properly strange thing in primary school was there was a thunderstorm at lunchtime.
Wow.
There was a proper thunderstorm, like, it was pissing it down with rain.
Yeah.
There was thunder and lightning.
Very, very frightening. Galileo, 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 Figaro, Magnifico. Why do we always do that?
I don't know. It's more catchy doing it in person as well, because there's no delay.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
I think you're lagging.
What?
What'd you say? You're cracking. Yeah, so there was a proper thunderstorm. So we had wet play.
Was there?
Yeah.
Wet play?
Wet play.
Why
so,
do they call it wet play?
It might be called something else in other schools, but wet play is basically, instead of going out for lunch or break, you would stay in because it's wet.
Yeah.
Even though coats are a thing.
I prefer to stay in, I'll be honest.
I prefer staying as well. It was a nice change.
Yeah.
And you get to play
The
right
thing
one
is,
of
like, the
stuff in
teachers
class.
to come around like, are you being quiet?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
And they just end up having like one playground monitor for the whole hallway, and you'd mess up when
Like if you
they're
go to
out
the
of
toilet
room.
or something like that, they're like, what are you doing? And it's like, going to the toilet?
It's normal, like what humans do.
You should have gone at break time, you didn't let me.
This is break time, miss. It's wet play. Anyway, yeah, so proper storm, and there was this rumour, which I think other people have seen before, it's a widely known thing, of this person called Bloody Mary.
Mm.
Now, the rumour was, if you flush the toilets and say Bloody Mary 3 times, then something bad will happen. So flush the toilet, spinning
Like,
around
she'll
as well.
try and kill you or something like that.
Yeah, spinning
Yeah.
around as well, and then you say Bloody Mary 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So this was done a couple of times, because being young, you make up things like things have gone wrong, and other things like that. But something bad actually did happen. So I wasn't in the toilets or anything, but there was 5 or 6 people who were, and they flushed the toilet, span around, say Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and then all of a sudden there was a power cut.
I can imagine
The whole
screams
school.
already.
The whole school went black. Obviously there was light from outside coming in, but that was it. And then the next thing I know is there's shouting coming down the corridor. The whole monitor's like, oh, what's going on? Calm down, calm down. But they just ran into the classroom to go, we said Bloody Mary and this happened.
So it's like really perfectly timed.
Yeah. Obviously this whole thing is fake.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it?
probably. But
You never know. There might be 1 or 2 victims.
it was just perfect timing.
Yeah.
The power came on like a couple of minutes later again, but it was just perfect timing for it. So that was a pretty strange score story, because obviously being young, you believe it.
Oh yeah, totally. I really like watching videos on it and stuff. When
Yeah.
like, I first heard about it, like there's different variations. Some people say like you have to be in a bathroom
Yeah,
and you have to have the bath filled up, or you have to be in the bathroom, flush the toilet like you said, and spin around.
yeah,
Or you have to have candles, turn the main light out, and then all the candle lights will go out and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I remember some people tried it in our school before, and they said that suddenly there was handprints on the mirror.
Oh gosh.
But they took a film of it, and like you can see someone's hands wet in the film, so it's like obvious they've faked it.
Right, yeah.
But like
That's
I know
following
people have
me.
done it before.
In reception, I went into the bathroom with painty hands and started painting the walls.
See,
True
that could
story.
happen. That could
True
happen.
story.
Is it?
Yeah. When I was in
Nice.
reception, this was like the first time I got told off, because it was like 3 or 4 of us. We were all playing with paints. We went to the bathroom, and then we started like dabbing our hands on the wall, and then we got told off.
Fair enough. You know what? Speaking of something like that in the bathroom, I think I was in reception as well, I just watched something on TV where I can't remember what show it was in. It might have been in like Recess or something like that. You remember?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that one. They wanted to try and get stuff to stick to the ceiling,
Right.
and it was like tissues and stuff. So you get tissue, put soap on it, and smack it into the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'd learnt about this from that, and I went into the toilets, got tissue, and some of my friends were in there with me, and we all did it together. None of us fussed up to it or anything like that. We were like, no, it wasn't us, no.
Yeah.
But like I said, like a few days ago as well on Twitter, I got told off for drawing on the floor with a brick.
Yeah.
And anyone that's wondering where the brick came from, it's like a piece of a brick or like a tile had fallen off the school somewhere, and I found it, and I put. And the only thing that's like in my head from it is I had a friend called Oscar who was also drawing on the floor with me with another piece of brick, and I put Oscar Mummy on the floor, so they knew it was Oscar straight away. There was nothing to do with me, but then he grasped me up. So Oscar, you can't see what I'm doing, but this is for you. But Oscar was a lovely guy. I kept speaking to him afterwards. Don't speak to him anymore.
What about this one where you've got it noted down? Your friend and their underwear.
So, I'm not going to mention their name because I'm sure they don't want to be named. But my friend, when we were in year 2, I think it was, when you're in year 2, I think it's for like reception year 1 and year 2, if you're doing PE, you tend to have like, I don't know, plimsolls on, or barefoot, and a t-shirt, and you don't really have anything on your bottoms. And I don't know why they make you do it in your underwear and stuff.
Weird.
It is.
I find that really strange because like
It
if
sounds a bit
anything
creepy.
you should.
Yeah.
It's a bit creepy that there's like not even any shorts or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty.
I don't know, but it changes when you go to your next school or like anything upwards.
Your
That
device
was a
will
nice
restart
noise.
outside of active hours.
Oh,
Well,
don't
that's
do
fine.
that.
Hold on, what are the active hours?
Now.
Oh no.
But no, in year 2, we had PE one day,
Mhm.
and my friend forgot to put on underwear. So obviously, he doesn't remember this, but I've still got like a picture of it in my, not like a picture of it. That sounds really bad.
It was your fault.
I remind him about it sometimes. Last time I properly saw him, he was with his girlfriend. They're not together anymore.
I wonder why. She heard the story.
I told her the story so many times because we all used to get on so well. But she's moved away now as well, which is sad. But he forgot to wear underwear when we had PE, and I can remember him. I'm gonna do like an example of what he was doing. He was with his shirt. He was going like.
He's pulled his shirt like right down to almost his knees.
Yeah, and then like every now and then he'd go like he got like a girl or whatever and go.
Oh no!
You remember like this is like a 6-year-old though.
Yeah, but that's still a bit weird.
It's
isn't
weird,
it?
but he was just a bit of a weird kid to be honest.
Yeah.
And again, he doesn't remember any of this, but I remember it.
Sure, it wasn't a dream.
Oh, 100%. Why would this be a dream when I'm 6?
I don't know. When I was 6, I watched Jurassic Park one summer's night.
Mm.
We then went out because there was a balloon going across the sky in our house. We got shut out of the house, and we had to wait for my nan to come around with the spare key to let us back in. I went to sleep literally the second I got back in, and next thing I knew, it was like 9 o'clock, so it was still like kind of bright, but I was waking up in sweats and tears because I thought a dinosaur had eaten me because I'd watched Jurassic Park and got freaked out. I thought
It's weird though, isn't it? Something like that.
I thought there was a dinosaur out my bedroom window and it smashed into the window and ate me in my bedroom.
I think in a previous episode I spoke about this as something that I've had as well.
Yeah,
I think we said this last time. So it's a weird thing to think. It shows that kids have the same like imagery, imagination sort of stuff.
Creativity mixed with hell.
Pretty much, because everything's new to you at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you get older, you realise different things. But when you're like, what? 10?
Yeah.
No. But is it 10? Probably about 7 or something.
I don't know what you're trying to say. When you're like 7.
When you're like 7, like everything's still kind of new to you. You've started watching like new things. Your parents are like letting you watch stuff.
I feel like once you leave primary school,
Yeah.
And you start going to secondary school, and you're like with more older people, and you're being treated more like an older
Person.
yeah, treated like a teenager
Mhm.
with more responsibility. Then that's when your mindset starts to change, because otherwise you're babied and spoon fed
Oh yeah.
up until you leave
Yeah.
year 6.
Yeah, 100%. When I think I was about 8 at this point, yeah, and you know, Little Britain, yeah,
Oh yeah, brilliant.
lovely.
You watched Little Britain whilst you were 8.
I watched it whilst I was very young.
Oh my god, I remember my
I
parents
used to
like
watch
saying,
all
"No,
this
I
stuff.
can't watch Little Britain," because I always had this always had this
Fen.
friend called Ben, whose parents would literally let him do everything because he had this older brother. Who
See, I
was
had
obviously-
an older brother as well, so
which would probably make sense. He had an older brother, and they obviously were more lenient. They're more. Oh, I swear, every single parent is more lenient to the younger sibling.
Hmm.
I know my siblings got things before I did. Like they might have got something whilst they were 8, whilst I got something whilst I was 10. First phone, for example. I can't remember when I got my first phone, but that's just an example. My friend Ben. His older brother had like games such as Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and when I went round to his house, normally my mum and dad would not let me play it, but I would play it around my friend Ben's house. And then what was the previous example? One where I said that I wouldn't. Oh, Little Britain. He would watch things like Little Britain, and he'd ask me like, "Oh, have you watched Little Britain?" Then this other friend would go like, "Yeah, yeah," and I'd be like, "No, I don't know what it is,"
yeah.
because obviously I was restricted from that
you
sort
not,
of stuff.
yeah,
Like my parents would say, "No, you can't watch it because it's not for you," which obviously makes sense. But it always seems to be whoever has an older sibling usually would have watched it.
See,
Or done something
I
before.
think yeah, but my parents have always been they've never wanted to restrict anything, like
Right.
just for the sake of, if I think it's more from experience. If you're restricted, then you tend to do it more, or you'll go and do it anyway. It's like when people say don't drink alcohol before you're 16. A lot of the time, if you're like properly
Yeah.
banned from it, then you're going to want to do it more. You know?
Yeah, I get you. It's like reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Don't do it, and then you think, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But with Little Britain, they released a thing, I think when I was about 8 or 9, called Little Britain Live.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is good. There's a scene in it where the guy that's like, I'm the only gay in the village, and whatever else, yeah, you know that guy?
Yeah. Oh, it always makes me laugh.
So he has a big song or whatever, where he's like, I'm gay, so live with it, and whatever else. There's
Yeah.
8-year-old me going around like, I'm gay. And you can like think, my parent, like everyone that's like in the room or whatever, like, what?
Brilliant.
Obviously, my brother is gay. I don't care. Do what you want.
Yeah.
Not my life.
Brilliant.
But it's like a classic sort of like memory sort of thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Where just something stupid like that, and that's not even like something that, like just from you saying something a minute ago. I can't remember what you said. It was something to do with Jurassic Park or
Yeah.
whatever when you were younger, and that's like sparked.
When it's new to you
Into
and it's
this.
funny or memorable, then you'll retain it.
It's like when Drake and Josh said orange rhymes with door hinge.
Yeah. Oh my
You know?
god.
You know?
Yeah.
When they said that, I don't know about you, but I was going up to all of my friends like, orange rhymes with door hinge.
Yeah. 'Cause that's it. He was trying to compose the song, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, I can't find anything which rhymes with orange.
Door hinge?
Orange. Because I think, what was it? Josh walked into the door.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
So we've just had a slight intermission, just to grab a drink, because we realised we've been talking for about 45 minutes and no drink. And in that time, we've had Beta come into the room with us. So Beta is now
She's
licking herself.
her
a
private
region,
area.
On the bed that Kai's going to be sleeping on.
That's alright, that's none of my business what she does there.
So, yeah, we've got drinks and a dog who's grooming herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, let's move on. So, another story that I had, which was quite weird, staying in the reception area, was...
Is that nice?
This was actually the first memorable story I had,
Aye.
because it was, I wouldn't say traumatizing, but it was disturbing.
Right.
So, within 2 months of being in reception, whilst we were in lesson, a cat had made its way into the playground. In the reception area, there's like a specific reception only area,
Right.
and it had killed an owl
Ah.
and was eating the owl in the reception playground.
As you do.
And so what was going on? Kai's taking a selfie of Beta, 'cause she's like properly comfy on his bed right now. What? So
Sorry.
so basically, the teachers went out, and of course we followed, and they were basically explaining what had happened in a kid-friendly way. So, long story short, a bunch of 4 and 5-year-olds, including myself, saw a dead owl within the first 2 months of being in primary school.
Welcome to primary school. Here's your next 10 years of your life.
Just dead owls.
Yeah. You okay?
Could you hear Beta there? I reckon Beta was picked up on the microphone.
Maybe.
If you hear any like huffing or like scratching or whatever, it's probably Beta. She's sitting really proudly.
It kind of she kind of feels like she's like in on this, you know.
Do you know what? I'm gonna take a nice picture. Oh, Beta, look at this.
No, she's gonna sit back down.
Oh,
now.
because she looked like she was talking to the microphone.
She did. She looked like she was being part of it.
Yeah. So you've got a note here about 2 people called Merlin and Sean.
Merlin and Sean. I already know what it says. I'm guessing just from like not even seeing the screen. I bet it says something about them throwing a chair at each other.
Yeah.
And then they became best friends, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. True story. They used to hate each other. They used to fight every day in science, and to the point where they would throw chairs at each other.
Yeah. Beta's now decided she doesn't want to record the podcast anymore.
Is she leaving?
Yeah, I think she's
I'll
leaving.
go let her out. But yeah, so they would fight basically all the time.
Yeah.
And
okay, now she's leaving the room. Bye, Beta.
have a nice day.
Yes. Okay.
so they would always fight, and then they just suddenly one day became really good friends. I don't know why, but they did. And
like my story from last week. Guy threw a rubber in my hair and I punched him, and then we're friends.
Yeah.
Seems to be the way to go.
But it's the
boys,
point where
just
they
violence.
threw chairs at each other. Like these aren't just normal like stick chairs. They're like ones that are like metal that kind of come around like that, and they're a wooden top. Nothing
chairs.
back, nothing on the back at all.
Oh my gosh.
So they were like proper like throw it at them.
What caused it?
Oh, I don't know. Sean was just the guy that no one liked.
Oh right, okay.
Merlin,
so he's that type of guy.
But like everyone like liked him but didn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And Merlin was just weird.
He was a wizard.
He was a weird kid. Everyone called him Merlin the Wizard at first.
Knew it.
So yeah, bit of a weird two that suddenly became good friends. I think that's the way to say. I don't know.
Guys for you.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? You guys punch each other, best friends.
I haven't punched you.
You did.
When?
Upstairs.
Oh, because Audrey said to punch you.
Well, you punched me in Minecraft. That's how we met. That's how we met. I
There
told
we
you
go,
to
guys,
give me a
weird.
boost. And
It's
then you
always
boosted
punching
me.
somehow. Yeah.
See?
Talking of... Actually, no, we're not talking of punching or anything, to be honest. Oh, then again, I've got a similar story. There was a bully and a guy that he also really hated. In a drama lesson, things got properly heated between them because they usually like shout and stuff and they then get separated and things are okay. But if things got properly heated, and then he launched a chair at the guy as well. Always other people throwing chairs.
I think that's where I got my inspiration for like that one. I think I put it around yours.
Maybe.
I think I saw it and I was like, that sparked a memory.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems like throwing chairs is the thing to do.
It's a weapon, isn't it?
So if you want a friend and they
Throw
don't
a
want to be
chair.
yours, you throw a chair at them.
Especially
Simple
the wooden
solution.
stools in science.
Yeah.
Because they are heavy.
They are very heavy.
Mm,
Pure metal and wood. No thanks.
not talking from experience. Yeah, so I've got a couple of other stories. I'm just going to quickly go over them because
go
we
on.
are actually coming towards the end of the podcast now. This could almost be the longest podcast we've done.
What was the longest? With Tom?
It was me and Tom.
How
We
long was
were
it?
in the 50 minutes, and we're currently in the 50 minutes.
Ooh.
I don't know how long exactly because we need to edit, of course, but we could be there. Anyway, so my next story is there was a drama teacher that was going to be sacked, or he was leaving. But everyone loved him. He was an incredible teacher. He was so funny. He did I think I told this story in the past podcast where we did Mario Kart races with him.
Yeah.
To get his fancy chair. He was fantastic. And he was due to leave, but nobody wanted him to leave. So one lunchtime, there was... no, not lunchtime. I think it was just after lunch it was starting. You just basically carried on. There was a mass protest in the field in school where nobody would go to their lesson and would just sit in protest at Mr. Collins leaving because everyone loved him so much.
That shows that you're like a good teacher, though, if that happens.
Which is crazy. The reason, I think I know the reason behind it, and like you understand why he was being sacked.
Why was he being sacked?
He lost something. We'll leave it at that.
His mind?
Basically, but people really liked him, and off of this one mistake, it's a result in him being sacked because professionally it's not acceptable.
Right.
He basically lost some work, and it was important work. And yeah, nobody wanted him to leave, so there's that protest. Yeah. You've got... I don't know where to go from that. I said the same thing like 3 times. I'm like, yeah, I can't really expand on that, can I? You've also got another one to do with you being student of the lesson.
Get my Elvis Presley back in here.
now it makes sense why I've been clacking your knees
So-
on the way in.
Somehow, when I first went to my secondary school, they switched us between dance, music, and drama over the course of 6 terms. So the first 2 terms, I think I did dance. Second 2, I did drama. And the last 2, I did music. Or I might have started with music and ended on drama. I don't know. But it always went in that line. So it'd be like, drama would go to music, music would go to dance, dance would go to drama. And they for the first 2 terms there,
Yeah.
I was doing dance. And I'm not good at dance. So, or at least I didn't think I was. Somehow, I used to get student of the lesson all the time, though. Which I don't understand how.
Professional.
I remember like we had to do Grease Lightning or whatever. Like you know Grease, the
Good
film?
song.
And it's like, oh, Grease Lightning, and whatever else. And like we all had to like thrust our hips and stuff, and like everyone was like giggling about it, but I was just full on going for it because I was like, well, what have I got to lose? And one thing I didn't like about that dance studio though is you had to take off your socks. I don't really like being barefoot that much.
No.
So especially in a place where everyone's barefoot, you know, it's a bit not really for me. But somehow I kept getting student of the lesson in it.
Good boy.
I think there was one lesson where I didn't get it, and I was like, my dancing career's over. But it's to the point where I said to my mum one day, because I kept getting it, I might be a dancer, you know? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I keep getting student of the lesson. And like, throughout the entire day, you know my house, yeah?
Yeah.
You know that small fridges in the corner?
Yeah.
Of the kitchen.
Yeah.
I kept going there and like dancing from there into the front room and then back and kept doing that constantly for like 6 hours. Never did it again.
So new channel, Kai Ross tap dance coming soon.
Tap dancing looks very fun.
You've heard it from the man himself.
To be fair, I've had like a really good idea for a channel.
Tap dancing.
No, it's got lots of stuff. I'm tempted to try and do it, but it's just a lot of like extra stuff to do, I guess. You know,
That's the most vague response.
it's saying that I'm not going to say it on the podcast, but I'll say it to you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got something coming soon. It's where there's going to be
Well, no,
more
it's not. It's
stuff
not
and
coming
things.
soon, but
It's coming eventually,
it's a
maybe.
thing that I
and
might
it's gonna
do.
got stuff and things and stuff.
it's a thing that could be an extra channel sort of thing.
We
We
Bigot.
Bon.
I've also got one more, not necessarily strange story,
Go on.
but it's a story nevertheless. One of my old primary school was built on top of air raid shelters and cellars from the World War. So in the field at lunchtime, for quite a few months, me and 3 friends would try to dig to these cellars in the field using sticks to try and find one of the shelters because we believed we could do it. And we never got properly anywhere, but there was like a hill on the side of a field.
Well, there's your problem. You're digging on a hill.
But we were digging towards it. And we
Or
did...
like an angle.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
So, and we did make a decent dent in
Yeah,
the side
you
of the
told
field.
me about this the other day.
As in, you could literally fit 4 people in this dent. Because we dug loads.
How old were you?
This was year 6, I think.
So you would have been like, what, 12?
Whatever age it is in year 6, yeah, I can't remember.
11, I think it's 11.
Right.
10, 11.
So yeah, this was the last few months of year 6. We were just digging over like the spring,
So
summertime.
you're not small, really. You're
Well, I was always small.
but
But
like not massively small. So like to fit 4 of you in there, that's quite a
yeah.
challenge.
It wasn't like a hole or anything, but it was a deep enough dent for it to be considered a dent
Yeah.
for 4 people to sit in.
It's a shame you didn't get anywhere. But then
hopefully
what would you have done if you got to the building, like to the cellars?
go in.
How would you get in?
Well, provided the wall was mud, which they may not have been. But
Probably
I don't
not.
know. We never really considered that. But I guess you could kick
I
the
mean,
wall
you started
down.
digging though, didn't you?
Yeah, we did it. So I don't know. I'm hoping that the other kids at the school would have carried it on. They've probably filled
Well,
it in,
might
no
have.
health and safety.
Probably, yeah. I expect unless like just generally every like 2 or 3 people from every year that goes to that school, they're just getting closer and closer to the cellars.
This is
over
where we
time.
go back now, and it's just an excavation zone.
The whole school's been like domed over, like in the
The
Simpsons
school's
movie.
actually honoured it, and they put in those little metal diggers that you find in sand pits to help dig out this mud area.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that's all I've got on my list.
I've got like not a like strange thing,
Yeah.
but like in what year is it from up to year 6? Like what school is it? Is it primary or?
Well, in my eyes, it was primary. Someone's tweeted this at us before.
Okay, I think it's either junior or primary. I think it's primary.
It's probably yeah. I don't know.
So in primary school, I was kind of the guy that used to hang around with the girls all the time because I just didn't really get on with the guys because they were playing like football and stuff, and it just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
So generally up until about year 6, that's what I did, and like I got on really well with all of them. I still speak to a few of them now. And then like year 6 is when I started hanging out with the guys a bit more, just because it started to change a bit.
Yeah.
But it's just a completely unrelated story to anything. It's not strange at all. But I used to have a friend called Tessa, and she loved my mum, because my mum used to come like when we used to go to like swimming or whatever. We didn't have a swimming pool at school, so like they'd
Right.
get parents to come in, and parents would go down with the kids and stuff as well.
And then parents will become friends, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
and then like me and Tessa used to always like buddy up because she liked my mum a lot and whatever else. So
Right. Yeah.
we used to go like walk to the swimming pool with her.
Why are you friends with this person? I like his mum.
See, I've seen her since. I haven't spoken to her since, but I've seen her since, and she told me to go away. Last message that I remember reading.
Sounds like a lovely person.
Yeah, she was lovely. We got on so well, and I'm very sad that we don't talk anymore. So Tessa, please message me. Like if I go on Messenger right now, turns out I've not said anything to her, but we used to email like all the time, and I think the last email that I ever got from her was "Go away," and all I was
And you
saying
took it
was,
quite literally.
"Well, it was the end of school." I think I was trying to like keep
How old
talking.
were you?
Oh yes, 5.
So year 5, you went away.
No, like kept talking, but like year 6, obviously you break communication with everyone basically from primary school. You know.
Year
Doesn't go
6
to your
was still
school.
primary school. Year 7, you were at secondary.
Yeah, but like at the end of year 6, that's when you break
Oh,
away.
right, yeah.
So, like, at the end of year 6, I think we were still like really good friends until the end of year 6. But until the end of year 6, like we got on really well, and then like I tried to like catch up a little bit, and the last message I remember getting was "Go away." But then like I saw her in a train station at one point, so I said hello.
Yeah.
But this is when I had different coloured hair, and like no one's really seen pictures of me because we weren't friends on like Facebook or anything like that this time. So it's kind of like a little like, "Who are you?" sort of moment.
Yeah.
And she's kind of looked at me, and then I messaged her like later in the day on Facebook like, "Hi," and that was about it.
Lovely.
Nice little story.
And I think that story wraps up the podcast. Now, I don't...
Wait.
Waiting.
I did not download these for no reason.
Okay.
Talking Ben and Angela. So Talking Ben here is asking what age I am. I'm going to say 1975. Hello, Ben.
Is this the dog? It is the dog.
This is a dog.
Oh, I know
Ben.
Talking Ben!
Ben.
No.
Does he talk?
Hello. This is where you speak, I think.
Hello.
Ben.
Hello, Ben.
It's as if
How
you're
are
talking
you,
to him.
Ben? Nice, me too. Well, that was a waste of time, that one.
That's good practice, isn't it?
Angela? Or Angie? What's her name? Angela.
Angela, yeah.
Angela the cat. I'm going to be born in 1976 for this one. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Ooh.
That was quite interactive.
How are you?
Quite interactive. How are you?
God, it picked up you, didn't it?
Yeah.
That picks up you, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you love me?
Do you love me?
No, I asked you. Oh, the dog's giving her a chocolate or something.
Go on, Ben. See, that's the thing in the Talking Tom series. Angela, shut up. I'm going to delete you. Talking Tom and Talking Ben live together, and they're competing over trying to get Angela all the time.
Yeah.
And it's usually Ben that gets her. Except for once where I think it was Tom.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
You are barking mad.
Thanks, Ben.
Next podcast. Do you know what? I think now we're definitely at the 1 hour mark. I think this is the first ever 1 hour long podcast, and officially the longest podcast we've ever done.
It could be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're
I think
there.
it's the longest we've done.
Oh, it's definitely the
together.
longest we've done, but I think it's the longest podcast ever now. So, yay, Cara did it!
Take that, Thomas.
And not you talking, Tom.
And next week, Thomas will be on.
I think we should do this like intentionally next time. So like the 50th podcast anniversary.
What, it's 2 hours?
It's oh god, we're going for ages. Now just hour long.
Yeah.
We usually aim. We said at the very start we're gonna do half hour. It's never been half hour. It's always been
I think
like
it's been
45
half hour
minutes.
once.
It's always been like 45 minutes though. Otherwise,
Yeah. I think it was only half hour because we were both in a rush on that day.
So to hit an hour now, that's mental.
Well, it shows what happens when you have a bit of free time, doesn't it? And when you're in person, you get that proper interaction rather than...
Exactly, yeah.
And you get a guest, a dog.
And you also get to throw shit at each other.
Don't throw anything at me.
And that's the end of that. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, Corey's fallen over.
Special thanks to Beta for being a guest appearance here, and also to Corey, the sleeping bag, for being a guest in this podcast.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate
And
it.
Mr. Bean for being in the picture.
Bean.
Next week's episode... We'll be uploading again next week, Wednesday. We'll be uploading a new podcast episode every single Wednesday.
See, you just started saying like the rest of that sentence. What everyone else just heard was the next episode of wow.
I just got hit with a pillow.
So everyone's like, the next episode of wow.
Yeah, we'll be on Wednesday.
Wednesday next week. Wednesday
yeah.
the 9th?
Wednesday the...
Nope.
No, definitely not the 9th.
It'll be the 12th.
12th, yeah, that's right. So
Good guess, that.
keep your eyes peeled on Wednesday the 12th. Of course, go follow us on Twitter at Stuck in a Podcast and our personal ones at IVXHD and at Kai Ross-Best.
That's me!
Yes, it's you.
Wow!
Any final thing you want to say?
Bane.
And we'll see you on the next episode of... Help! I'm stuck in